Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. Hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world right now. I actually don't know if I'm having an amazing day in real life because, well, while you are watching this video, I am somewhere in Sweden at DreamHack Summer with Escal85 and Stress Monster 101. Hopefully, we are having some tasty beverages and some barbecued snacks of some kind. The sun is out and we are having an amazing time. And this video is, of course, pre-recorded for my time that I'm spending in Sweden with my beautiful friends. Oh man, I'm so freaking excited to get my butt over there, guys. I'm getting on a plane in a couple of days and pre-recording here for you guys while I'm away, and I cannot wait to get there, man. It is going to be absolutely amazing. Today, by the way, guys, we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff, man. I am setting up a brand new little area over here, and what I'd like to do to kick off today's episode is try and get a map set up of the netherboard. This was a suggestion made by one of you guys in the comments of one of the previous episodes, and I'm super excited to get it going, man. Imagine what our beautiful base is going to look like on a map. I can't imagine it. I want to see it happen, and I want to make kind of like a billboard thing over here in the netherboard. We're going to set up like a nice big map over here. It's going to be really cool. We're also going to be heading back to the mushroom factory that we worked on in the previous episode. I've made some pretty good progress over there, guys. Oh baby, can't wait to show you what's been cracking over there. I have found a way to make a lag-free mushroom farm, and I'm actually kind of excited about that because, you know, there's a lot of moving parts in that mushroom farm, and the more moving parts there are, of course, in Minecraft, the more lag that you get, and I really don't want to be flying around my base and being hit by lag all the time. So that's going to be pretty cool. But before we get to that, guys, I want to get this little thing finished off. I want to get some maps created of our beautiful world over here, and I want to see what it looks like from a map perspective, I suppose. I've already pre-made for us a whole bunch of maps, and all we're going to have to do now is get those maps fired up. Have I run out of freaking uranium? I have. Dang it! I was supposed to have enough uranium to complete this task. Anyway, looks like the sun is going down, so let me go and sleep that night away, and let's get some freaking mappage going around here, baby. Now, I know this probably sounds like a pretty weird thing to say, Cyberdogs, but I'm actually very bad at mapping in Minecraft. The last time I tried to map my base was in Season 4 of Hermitcraft. I tried to do it on a live stream, and it literally took like half the stream. I think it took an hour for us to actually map the base. And that's just because I'm a derp face. Hopefully this time around, though, we'll be able to get it done nice and quickly. I understand mapping a little bit better, and we're going to get a map onto that billboard over there. It is going to be fantastic. But you know what, man? I don't want to take any chances. Let me get a sip of my beverage over here. This should help my brain engage. That's what I'm talking about. Cup of tea to the butt. Let's do this thing, baby. I got a whole bunch of pre-made maps over here, some empty maps, and what we're going to try and do is map out 6 sections of the base, right? Then we'll be able to make a map. That's a 3x3 map, and we should be able to see the entire netherboard on that map if we get it right. Let's start all the way in this corner of the netherboard. Let's crank a map open and take a look at what that looks like. Okay, that's literally a corner of it, and I think if you put it on the offhand, yeah, how cool is that? We can stick that in the offhand, and then we're going to go into the next section of the map, right? So now we're going to do the next one, which should be over here, theoretically. Yes, that's the next bit. Very nice. And then I suppose we need to do the next bit on the other side of the storage facility over here. This is going so well so far, I guess, but it's going to get interesting when we get into the heart of the map. But yeah, guys, I am super excited about heading over to Sweden, man. I have done my laundry. I've washed all of my stuff. My suitcase is packed and I'm ready to go. And for me, this trip to Sweden is very important. I've had a bit of a rough last couple of months. I haven't really told you guys anything about it, but it's been kind of a tough time for me, and I'm hoping that my trip to Sweden is going to be the reset button that I need so that I can get my life back on track and that we can start getting into some serious video production. When I'm comfortable, I'm going to tell you guys all about what's been going on over the last couple months. But listen, thank you guys so much for all of the support you've been giving me over the last couple of months. I know it's been a bit rough, and we haven't really had as many videos as we would have liked on the ReNDoG channel, but man, this trip to Sweden, this 5 days with two of my best friends in the world, and is going to be exactly what I need. You know, sometimes after a pretty traumatic experience in life, you just kind of need to reset. You know, you kind of need to step away from what you're doing in your everyday life, and you just kind of need to, wait, hang on, what did I do there? You just kind of need to reset things, get away from everything, and try and get back into a different space in your mind, right? So that you can get back on track. So that's the plan, man. My time in Sweden is going to be a time of cleansing, a time of healing, a time of resetting, and when I get back next week, I'm going to be feeling like $1,000,000 freaking bucks, and we're going to be able to get back on track. But yeah, let's try and get this freaking mapping done. Hang on, let's have a look. This should be... I think we are actually doing good now. I'm kind of losing track of the mappage, though. Okay, this is the latest one, which is this corner with the uranium capacitor banks. Now what we need to do is go backwards, I think, all the way out, I reckon, to... have we mapped this bit? I don't think so. I think we're going to have to go all the way out into the ocean. Yep, to map the next one like that, and then the final one should be over here, I think. Let's do that one, and I completely lost track of the maps, but that should have, yeah, okay, there, that's like the bottom right-hand side of the map, right? Okay, there we go. A bunch of hermits hopping on the server now. Awesome, B-Dubs has come to join us. Oh, look how cute B-Dubs is, man. He's only flown for 23 meters, which I'm assuming is all the times that he's fallen. We're currently showing the scoreboards for distance flown. I'm on 924 distance flown, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Rocking up that freaking chart over there. Tinfoil Chef on 0. We need to get Tinfoil Chef and Elytra, man. Seriously. That's freaking sad. 0 meters flown by the Tinfoil Chef. Oh, I love that, man. Anyway, let's get our map up on here, guys. That should be all of the pieces now done, right? And hopefully we can get this done without too much derping. Let's start off with, this is the bottom right-hand corner of the map. That's a block of uranium. That's not supposed to be there. I think we're probably going to have to clear out our second hand to get this done, right? Okay, let's see if we can do this. This one is... looks like middle top, right? Oh, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. I need to get some of these item frames up here first. Okay, there we go. Item frames are up. Nope, that's cute, but freaking wrong. Okay, this is the middle bit, I think. Oh my goodness, how cool does that look? This is the bottom. There we go. Oh man, this map is gonna look so badass. Okay, let's get all the map bits in. This is basically just doing a puzzle, right? Just gotta slot the pieces in. That's top left, I believe. This is there? Yes, that's there. Okay, nice. This one is there. So that's, oh, I see what I've done here. I've done this wrong. Why do we have like a little section over here that is going all the way out into the other section of the map? Oh, I suppose we want to show the beginning of the Mooshroom Island over there, which means that these two bits are actually wrong right now, okay? They need to be in the center of this map over here, right? Like that. Okay, nice. And then we can complete the map. This is, I have no idea where this is. Is it here? Oh, that's there. Okay, nice. That is, nothing. And that is there. As anticipated, my fine friends out there, getting this map set up has taken me about 40 minutes of off-camera derpage to get done. It has been seriously painful. My face is feeling the palmage right now. Oh my goodness. But the good news is the map is up and running and it looks absolutely amazing. This thing over here is going to be called the Network Drive Map Display. And I gotta say, guys, I never thought that it would be this cool, but take a look at this. Doesn't that just look absolutely amazing? I love it, man. I love how the uranium is red and how the blue lines that we set up in the previous episode, the item transfer lines, are this blue color. Doesn't that look so sweet? And then all of our different modules on the netherboard are this orange color. Look at that, man. That looks so sweet. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Such a genius idea from one of you guys. Thank you so much for this. It's absolutely beautiful. I've also added some uranium into the network drive live map display. That's what it's called. And at night, this whole thing glows really awesomely. And I've, of course, added some uranium around this thing. It looks so cool, man, especially if you do some flyby shots of it. I think it looks really, really sweet. So that's the map of our beautiful world set up. And I gotta say, man, I am extremely pleased with that. That is just so sweet. Let's take a look at it from over here. Yep. I love it, man. Now when any hermits come to our island, they can go there and have a quick look at what our base is all about. And that is really, really sweet. Okay, sweet. Task 1 for today's episode has been completed. And now, my friends, we can get into the meat and freaking potatoes of today's video. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to show you guys the improvements that I've made to our mushroom farm over here. I literally just brought Iskal down here to show off what I have been working on. And you know what he said to me, man? He said, Ren, I'm actually proud of you, dude. You are making something pretty fancy over here. Good job. That made me really happy, man, because if you get praised by Iskal for redstone, you know you're doing something good, baby. Now, last time we were together down here, guys, we were working on an example of how I want to spawn and kill mushrooms down here at the very bottom of this pit. Since then, I have made some serious improvements to our farm. This is now known as the Mooshroom-O-MATIC. This is ReNDoG's Mooshroom-O-MATIC mushroom farm. And I gotta say that I don't think I have seen a design like this on YouTube, so I might be claiming yet another redstone design in this Hermitcraft season. If someone has made it this way, then, well, I'll give credit where credit's due, but seriously, I don't think anyone's done it this way. Now, this is a lag-reducing mushroom farm. Let me try and explain myself what is going on over here. As we saw last time we were together, we have got a very simple mechanism over here. We've got a pad of mycelium where the shroomage is going to spawn, or the mushrooms are going to spawn, and what they're going to do is trigger a tripwire. When they trigger the tripwire, they are going to get flushed into a canal, and then they're going to get killed by the uranium down there, and their steak is going to get collected. Now, last time we were together, we set up a little bit of a complicated, like, redstone loop that would trigger a redstone torch at the back here, and that redstone torch would be triggering the pistons. Iskal came down here and actually showed me a much easier method, and what we're doing now is we've replaced all of that complicated jazz at the back by simply putting a redstone torch next to the piston and then on the same block as the tripwire and the redstone. And that has simply meant that the piston gets triggered by the torch, but when we hit the tripwire, the redstone turns off that torch, and that obviously depowers the piston. And that flushes the water. So this is a much cleaner and more symmetrical and simple design than the one that I showed you guys in the previous episode. And it also means that we can stack these segments right next to each other. There's no conflict with redstone going on. Because if you guys remember in the previous design, it looked a little something like this, didn't it? We had redstone behind the pistons like this, and we had a redstone torch back here, and this was powering the pistons. Now we can get rid of all of this jazz and just make it nice and simple. What this also means, of course, is that we can stack a number of these platforms on top of each other in our chamber over here. But I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Now, why is this a lag-reducing mushroom farm, I hear you guys asking? Well, let me explain myself. If you can imagine, we were doing this as one giant platform of mycelium, right? So we got rid of these middle segments over here, and we just had tripwires all over the platform from that side to that side, and the same on this side, and all the way up the different levels. If a cow was to spawn over here, if a mushroom spawned over here, it would trigger the water flow for all of these pistons over here, right? And that would make a ridiculous amount of lag. The more water flow that you have, the more lag that you get in the world. And if we have, what, 2 or 3 of these platforms on top of each other, that would be an insane amount of lag. So what I've done over here, guys, is I've broken up the platforms into little segments, right? So if a mushroom was to spawn in this segment, it is only going to trigger a maximum of 5 pistons. And the same for this segment, the same for this segment, and on this side too, and for the layers that we make above also, right? So this is a very good way to sort of reduce the lag of the Mooshroom-O-MATIC, and I think that the efficiency that we lose by losing just a couple of blocks of mycelium is not a massive deal. I don't think it's like a deal breaker, and I think that it's much better to have a sort of lag-free form of the mushroom farm than to have like a super laggy farm that every time it triggers, your whole world starts stuttering and you get some serious frame lag going on in your world. Let me know what you redstone people out there think about this design. Have you seen it done like this before? And if not, this is now the official ReNDoG Mooshroom-O-MATIC. Now we be cooking with mushroom butt gas, Cyberdogs. Isn't this farm looking absolutely amazing right now? What I love most about it is that it kind of reminds me of, well, a computer component, right? If we were to look into like a CPU at like a microscopic level, we would see hundreds of thousands of different components, all symmetrically aligned, all next to each other, capacitors and a whole bunch of things. And that's exactly what this farm is going to look like when it's finished. Everything's going to look perfectly symmetrical all the way up. Now, I've just finished wiring up all of the tripwires, and we can see that they are wired because, well, when we unwire them, their little thing goes up, right? So it's really simple to see if your cables have all been made correctly in the Mooshroom-O-MATIC. And as we can see, all of the tripwires are now down. Now, when any cow spawns in any of these segments, it is going to trigger the water flow. Let's just test them all. That one actually doesn't have any water in it, but the pistons are triggering, which is good. Yep, and this one has water in it. Good, and I think this one has water in it too. Okay, fantastic. So I just need to get some water into that last one. But the mechanics are functioning, which is absolutely amazing. I've also added some glass above these redstone torches because we're going to be adding another 2 or 3 layers of this platform, exactly the same, all the way up. Now, I had a chat to Iskal about this, and what I was originally going to do was to replicate this platform all the way up to the top, but actually, that is not the most efficient way to do it. The person who originally designed the mushroom farm, I can't remember who it was Nebris, I think. I can't remember. I'm sorry, some of you redstone people out there will know who I'm talking about. But anyway, they discovered that the further down you make your mushroom farm, the better. And that is because Minecraft increases the spawn rate of mushrooms dependent on how many opaque blocks are above the block on which the mushroom is going to be spawning on, right? So if the mushroom is spawning down here, Minecraft checks upwards, and as long as there are opaque blocks all the way up, it's going to increase the spawn rates. It's something like that. I might have got that wrong, but it's something to do with opaque blocks above. Now, it doesn't mean that you can just build your platforms all the way up. It actually starts to sort of fall off at a certain height, and that height is about, I don't know, 2 or 3 platforms above what we've made over here. So I think what we'll do is make sort of 2 or 3 platforms, but then of course we have to make sure that the blocks are opaque all the way up into the sky, all the way up to the top of Minecraft. So we're going to have to make some sort of an awesome observation platform or something like that. I don't know, we'll get to that. I'm very excited about this project though. It's coming together really, really good. What I've got to do now though, guys, is of course set up some hopper minecart action below the uranium. All of those mushrooms are going to be landing on the uranium, and the uranium is going to kill them, of course, and then we are going to be collecting the steak and the leather from them, and we're going to be collecting it in a very easy way. We're just going to have a hopper minecart railway line running all the way around and underneath the uranium. This is cute, but very, very wrong, and this hopper minecart is of course going to be perpetually moving. It's going to be going in a loop for eternity, and it's going to be collecting any of those steaks and any of that leather that gets dropped by the mushrooms. And then that hopper minecart is going to be running over these hoppers over here, and these hoppers are going to suck out all of the stuff in the hopper minecart, and then we're going to be collecting it in a chest. For now, we're just going to collect it in this chest, but we're going to set up some sort of a steak. We're going to have to set up a steak cooker or something over here, right? Because all of the steak is actually going to be raw. Now, how do we get this freaking thing moving? I guess we're going to have to break this uranium over here. Come on, you freaking hopper minecart, get going. All right, there we go. So the hopper minecart's now going. We're not spawning any mushrooms at the moment, though, because we have to be 25 blocks away from the mycelium to spawn the mushrooms. But that is a very important step in our farm right now, and that is going to at least collect any of the mushroom juices that we collect in the Mooshroom-O-MATIC over here over the next couple of weeks. And I guess what I got to do is get this replicated on this side and then make, well, 2 or 3 versions of this on top of itself. And then the Mooshroom-O-MATIC will literally be up and running. Nice! You know something, guys? As a Minecrafter, I never thought in a million years that I would say these words, but I am actually starting to really enjoy redstone. That's right, man. I'm getting into it. I'm getting hooked by it. Iskal warned me, man. He said to me, if you get into redstone, you're going to get hooked, and you are going to spend hours upon hours trying to make redstone stuff. And I don't know what it is about these machines that we're making together in this series, but what I really love about redstone is how, I don't know, how like perfect it has to be, right? Everything has to be set up absolutely immaculately. It's kind of like an engineering task every single time you do it. If you make one mistake in the circuit, one mistake in the design of what you're trying to create, the whole thing falls apart and the whole thing stops working, right? And it's really important that you get everything right. And I don't know, there's something about that that sort of appeals to me. I guess it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid, man. You know, I used to play a lot of Lego in my time. My brother and I, we used to spend hours upon hours playing Lego. How did I do these torches again? Hold on. But yeah, as kids, my younger brother and I used to spend an insane amount of time playing Lego. I mean, I think we probably spent the majority of our youth playing Lego. We absolutely loved it, man. Whenever my parents wanted to get us out of their hair, they would just whip out the Lego, and my brother and I, that would be us done for the entire day, man. We would just sit there playing Lego, making stuff. And I remember once my mum got for us something called Lego Technics, which is kind of like an advanced version of Lego. It's really, really cool. You get like little engines and batteries and all of that sort of thing, and you can make cars that actually run, and oh man, it is so sweet. I mean, back in those days when I was a kid, Lego Technics was sort of just coming in to fruition. It was kind of like a new thing. These days I think like most Lego is quite advanced, and Lego Technics is, well, pretty insane these days, man. You can like make drones and mech warriors and all sorts of things out of Lego Technics these days. It's absolutely amazing. But anyway, like redstone kind of reminds me of Lego Technics. You know, it is exactly the same concept. I mean, if you were setting up a car with an engine and a remote control, you had to get the cabling and the circuitry 100% correct, or the thing wouldn't work. And in much the same way, when you do redstone machines like this, everything has to be done absolutely perfectly. And I don't know, I just really enjoy this sort of symmetry that you have to do, right? Like everything has to be perfectly symmetrical. Everything has to be done in order. Everything has to function perfectly in order for the entire farm to function. And what I love most about it is how one machine is a sum of a whole bunch of different parts. I mean, all we're trying to do here is make steak, right? But we've got a number of different things running at the same time. We've got spawning pads, we've got flushers, we've got item collection, we've got freaking killing mechanisms. We've got a whole bunch of different things all trying to achieve one very, very simple task, which is make steak. And I think that's really, really sweet, man. I don't know, how you guys feeling about it? You guys enjoying all the redstone? I hope so. And I hope to see some of you guys making the ReNDoG Mooshroom-O-MATIC in your own worlds. If you make this farm in your own worlds, send me a screenshot. It'll make me so freaking happy to see it, man. In under 24 hours, I will be on an aeroplane and on my way to meet up with my best friends in Sweden for some DreamHack summer action. Oh man, I cannot wait to get there, guys. And I gotta tell you something, man. I'm leaving on a really good note. I'm exceptionally pleased with what I have done here today with the Mooshroom-O-MATIC. Doesn't it look absolutely amazing? You know, one of the most important things for me about doing redstone, and something that I want to try and do in future redstone builds, is to make sure that it looks absolutely epic, right? Not using cobblestone and frickin' smooth stone and all that junk. Let's use some proper blocks to make our redstone machines look amazing. And I gotta tell you, man, look at this. It looks so sick. We got some uranium running down the middle. This is powering the whole thing, of course. And I've brought up all of the layers. I've added some glass over the various different sections of the thing. We've got the flushing water at the back, the redstone torches in the front. And we're gonna add 2 more versions of this layer on top of itself, of course. And we have to dig all of this jazz away to make the space. But after that, man, this farm is gonna be up and running, and we should be generating some steak. And hopefully I'll be able to get it done when I get back from Sweden in about a week's time. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about the Mooshroom-O-MATIC. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I can't believe I actually made this. What is going on here? Who am I? And what have I done with ReNDoG? I mean, seriously, this place is looking sick. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, man. I need to go get myself a little bit of sleep and get myself over to join Iskal and Stress Monster. Thank you guys so much for watching, and can't wait to catch up with you again next week. Thanks for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out, and we'll smell you all in the next episode.